Number 1. The 1979 Chevy Caprice Classic for sale on Craigslist Marketplace is a stunning example of a well-maintained classic car. With an asking price of $6,500, this sedan is a true gem for any enthusiast looking for a piece of American automotive history. According to the seller's description, this Caprice Classic is in good condition and boasts an impressive array of original features. The car is powered by a smooth-running 8-cylinder engine and comes equipped with a reliable automatic transmission. The odometer reading of 33,333 miles suggests that this vehicle has been cherished and driven sparingly over the years. One of the standout features of this 1979 Caprice Classic is its original power split seats, windows, and trunk button conveniently located in the glove compartment. These functionalities are still in perfect working order, a testament to the car's excellent maintenance. The original radio and clock are also fully functional, adding to the vehicle's authentic vintage charm. The seller has made some notable improvements to ensure the car's reliability and longevity. The gas tank and starter have been replaced, ensuring a smooth and dependable driving experience. Impressively, the seller reports no leaks or rust whatsoever on the vehicle, which is a rare find for a car of this age. With a clean title in hand and registration valid until 2025, the new owner can enjoy this classic ride without any immediate paperwork concerns. The gray paint color gives the car a sleek and timeless appearance, sure to turn heads wherever it goes. Based on the seller's detailed description and the car's overall condition, it is evident that this 1979 Chevy Caprice Classic has been cherished and well cared for throughout its life. The asking price of $6,500 seems fair for a vehicle of this caliber, making it an attractive option for classic car enthusiasts or anyone looking for a reliable and stylish daily driver with a touch of nostalgia. In conclusion, this 1979 Chevy Caprice Classic presents a unique opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history in good condition. With its original features, recent improvements, and clean title, this sedan is ready to provide its new owner with many more miles of enjoyable driving. Number 2. The 1962 Ford Thunderbird Coupe, currently listed for sale on Craigslist Marketplace at a price of $9,850, is a classic American automobile that boasts a rich history and a striking appearance. This particular example is believed to have 115,000 original miles and has undergone a thorough restoration process to bring it back to its former glory. Under the hood, you'll find a fully rebuilt original 390 motor, which delivers plenty of power and a smooth, responsive driving experience. The engine is paired with a 3-speed automatic transmission, ensuring effortless gear changes and a comfortable ride. The car also features power steering, power brakes, and power windows, adding to its overall convenience and drivability. One of the most distinctive features of this 1962 Thunderbird is its original Sahara rose color, which has been meticulously maintained and still looks stunning after all these years. The exterior is described as being super straight, a testament to the care and attention that has been given to this classic vehicle. The interior is also original and in excellent condition, providing a comfortable and authentic driving experience. Although the factory air conditioning is not currently working, this is a minor issue that could be addressed by a skilled mechanic. The car has been well maintained and has undergone significant upgrades, including a new dual exhaust system that provides a fantastic sound, as well as improvements to the front end and various other components. It's worth noting that this Thunderbird has an interesting history, having been built in Michigan in September 1961 and delivered to Wendell Ford in Spokane, Washington, before being sold to a party in the Valley in October of the same year. The car was then stored indoors from approximately 2004 to 2016, when it was sold to a mechanic who performed the extensive restoration work. Overall, this 1962 Ford Thunderbird Coupe represents a rare opportunity to own a piece of American automotive history. With its original features, excellent condition, and well-documented past, this car is sure to turn heads and provide its new owner with a thrilling and nostalgic driving experience. As the seller rightly points out, these cars are only original once, making this particular example a true gem in the world of classic automobiles. Number 3. Today we've got a real treat for you. A 1974 Dodge Dart Custom that's up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace for just $4,000. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What's the catch? Well, let's dive in and take a closer look at this classic beauty, shall we? First off, let's address the elephant in the room, the condition. The seller admits that this Dart has been more of a frequent driver than a true restoration project. It's got a rough and tough rock and roll vibe going on, almost like a rat rod. But hey, that just means it's got personality for days. Under the hood, you'll find a V8 318 engine paired with a TorqueFlite automatic transmission. The seller says it drives great and doesn't have any major mechanical issues at the moment. However, there are a few things to keep in mind. The windshield wiper linkage is broken, the heater and AC are out of commission, and there are some instrument cluster concerns, like a disconnected speedometer and a few lights out. But hey, that's all part of the charm, right? Now let's talk about the body. The seller says it's straight and clean with minimal signs of cancer and no major rust issues. The paint is a bit shabby, but that just adds to the character. Previous owner had some pinstripe flames down the sides, which the current owner removed, but kept on the hood and trunk for that extra bit of flair. The biggest cosmetic concern is the left side quarter panel, which was damaged in a rear-end collision and replaced. The paint is visibly mismatched here, and because of this accident, the insurance company deemed the car a total loss. But the seller thinks that's total BS, and honestly, I can't help but agree. Mechanically, there haven't been many modifications, but there is one mystery the seller hasn't fully unraveled. There's an electrical fuel pump installed at the rear of the car just beyond the gas tank that needs to be replaced every couple of years. When it fails, the mechanical fuel pump alone doesn't deliver enough gas to the carb. The carb is an Edelbrock 4-barrel modification, which the seller suspects is the reason for the added fuel pump. Oh, and the engine was rebuilt in 2016, but the actual mileage is unknown, so there you have it, folks. A 1974 Dodge Dart Custom with a whole lot of character and a few quirks to keep things interesting. It may not be perfect, but it's got a lot of potential for the right buyer. If you're looking for a project car with a bit of attitude, this could be the one for you. Just remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And with this Dart, that journey is sure to be a wild ride. Number 4, do we have a treat for you today? Get ready to feast your eyes on this absolutely stunning 1955 Dodge Custom Royal, currently up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace for just $9,500. This beauty is a true testament to the golden age of American automotive design, and it's just waiting for the right owner to take it home. First things first, let's talk about what's under the hood. This Custom Royal is powered by a Super Red Ram 270 V8 engine pumping out a whopping 185 horsepower. That's right, this baby's got some serious get up and go. And with an automatic transmission, you can sit back, relax, and let the car do all the work for you. Now I know what you might be thinking, but what about the condition? Well, let me tell you, this Custom Royal is in fantastic shape. The seller mentions that it's an older restoration, but it's clear that a lot of love and care has gone into keeping this car looking and running its best. The driveline has been fully restored, and there are no fluid leaks to speak of. That's right, you won't have to worry about leaving a trail of oil wherever you go. The electrical wiring is also in good condition, so you won't have to worry about any pesky electrical gremlins ruining your day. And while there are a few minor surface rust spots, the seller assures us that there are no holes. That's a big plus in our book. Inside, the interior is clean and well-maintained with no signs of smoking. And if you're a music lover, you'll be happy to know that this Custom Royal comes with a modern sound system so you can cruise down the highway with your favorite tunes blasting. But let's be real, the real star of the show here is the chrome. This car has chrome on top of chrome on top of chrome everywhere you look. It's like a shiny, metallic dream come true. And with just 120,000 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it. Oh, and did we mention the title is clean? That's right, no sketchy history or questionable ownership here. So what are you waiting for? If you're in the market for a classic American car that's sure to turn heads wherever you go, this 1955 Dodge Custom Royal is the one for you. With its powerful engine, fantastic condition, and all that glorious chrome, this car is a true gem. Don't miss out on your chance to own a piece of automotive history. Number 5. Hey there, truck enthusiasts. Today we've got a real treat for you. A 1978 Ford F-150 Custom that's up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace for just $9,500. This beauty has been in the same family since it rolled off the dealership lot back in November of 1978, and it's got a whole lot of history and character to show for it. First off, let's talk about what's under the hood. Originally, this F-150 came with a 351 Cleveland motor, but the seller's father swapped it out for a beefier Ford 400 motor in the late 1980s. And to keep things running cool, he also replaced the original radiator with an extra capacity one around the same time. So, you know this truck has been well taken care of and upgraded over the years. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what about the condition? Well, the seller is upfront about the fact that this truck has seen its fair share of work over the years. It spent most of its early life as a work truck for the seller's father's home construction business, and in later years it's been the go-to for hauling lumber, getting wood, and moving furniture. But despite its age and history, the seller has always made sure to start and drive it at least once a month to keep everything lubed up and operational. Of course, with 173,967 miles on the odometer, there are a few things that need some attention. The valve cover gaskets need to be replaced, and there are some intermittent wiring issues with the turn signals and brake lights, and after 46 years, the original door panels, weather stripping, and other interior plastic components are due for a refresh. But here's the thing. This truck has a whole lot of potential. The body is solid, the motor is strong, and it always passes smog. Plus, with extras like a lumber rack, aluminum running boards, and an additional electric fuel boost pump, this truck is ready for whatever you can throw at it. So whether you're looking for a casual work truck or an awesome restoration or modernization project, this 1978 Ford F-150 Custom is definitely worth checking out. The seller even has the original owner's card and manual, which is a real bonus for any classic truck enthusiast. In the end, this truck just needs a little TLC to really shine. The seller admits that they love the truck, but just can't give it the attention it deserves. So, if you're up for a rewarding project and want a truck with some real history and character, this could be the one for you. Number 6. Today we've got a real treat for you. A 1974 Chevrolet El Camino that's up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace. This classic beauty is priced at just $7,000, and let me tell you, it's a steal. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A car this old must be in pretty rough shape, right? Well, think again. According to the seller, this El Camino is in good condition. It's got a powerful 8-cylinder engine under the hood, and it's a front-wheel drive, so you know it's got some serious get up and go. Plus, with only 67,000 miles on the odometer, this baby's still got plenty of life left in it. But let's talk about the real star of the show here, that gorgeous green paint job. It's the kind of color that just screams classic car, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. Sure, there might be a dent or two, and it could use a little polishing here and there, but that's all part of the charm, right? Now, I'll be straight with you. There are a few minor issues that need to be addressed. The window handle might need some attention, and there are a few electrical components like light bulbs and the horn that could use some TLC. And unfortunately, the AC isn't working at the moment. But hey, that's all part of owning a classic car. And with a little elbow grease and some spare parts, you'll have this baby running like a dream in no time. The best part? This El Camino is ready to hit the road right now. It starts up like a champ every time, and the engine runs great. It might need an oil change, but other than that, it's good to go. And since it's a 74 model, you don't even have to worry about smog testing. So if you're in the market for a classic car that's got style, power, and plenty of potential, look no further than this 1974 Chevrolet El Camino. With a clean title and a price tag that won't break the bank, this is an opportunity you won't want to miss. Trust me, folks, this is the real deal. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to Craigslist Marketplace and make this beauty yours today. Number 7. The 1973 Lincoln Continental Mark IV is a classic luxury car that epitomizes the grandeur and style of the 1970s. This particular example, currently for sale on Craigslist Marketplace for $9,500, appears to be a well-maintained and largely original vehicle. The seller describes it as an old man-owned car, suggesting that it has been carefully looked after by its previous owner. The car boasts its original lime gold moondust poly color, which adds to its vintage charm. It comes equipped with power windows and locks, and the iconic hideaway headlights are reported to be in working order. The seller has invested in several new components, including a new vinyl top, power steering pump, brakes, and window motors, indicating that the car has been recently serviced. One of the most impressive aspects of this 1973 Lincoln Continental Mark IV is its low mileage. The seller states that the car shows and has a mere 30,000 original miles, which is remarkably low for a vehicle of this age. The interior is described as being in near-perfect condition, with a pristine headliner and carpet further attesting to its well-preserved state. The seller also highlights that this is an original California car, accompanied by a clean California title. The car is said to run and drive flawlessly, with the seller describing it as a dream to drive. Rust, a common issue with classic cars, is reportedly non-existent on this particular vehicle, with the seller emphasizing that the floors and trunk are beautiful and rust-free. As a bonus, the seller mentions that they have just paid for the car's registration, so the new owner will benefit from an updated registration. Based on the seller's description, this 1973 Lincoln Continental Mark IV presents a unique opportunity for collectors or enthusiasts looking for a well-maintained, low-mileage, classic luxury car. However, as with any used vehicle purchase, it is always recommended to personally inspect the car, review its history, and consider having a professional mechanic assess its condition before making a final decision. Number 8. Today we're taking a look at a classic 1967 Ford Thunderbird that's currently for sale on Craigslist Marketplace. This T-Bird is priced at $9,500 and looks to be a real head-turner. According to the seller's description, this 67 Thunderbird is in good condition overall. It's powered by a 390 big block V8 engine and even has factory air conditioning, a real bonus in a classic car like this. The interior is said to be very clean, with power seats, windows, and a functioning AM radio. The body has no rust, which is great news for any potential buyer. However, the seller does mention that there are a few dents present. But honestly, for a weekend cruiser like this, a couple small dents just add to the character in my opinion. One thing to note is that the odometer reading is listed as 9,999 miles. Now, given the age of this car, that's almost certainly not the actual mileage. Back in the day, odometers would often roll over once they hit 100,000 miles, so the true mileage is likely quite a bit higher. Just something to keep in mind. Overall, though, this 1967 Ford Thunderbird looks like a solid classic car. With its big V8, factory AC, clean interior, and straightforward automatic transmission, it seems like it would make for a great weekend driver. The black paint is a classic color choice that really suits the T-Bird's sleek lines. If you're in the market for a vintage cruiser with some real presence, this Thunderbird is definitely worth checking out. The seller invites interested parties to come see the car at Frank's Speed Shop in Euless, Texas. Might be worth taking a look if you're in the area. As always, I'd recommend getting any classic car inspected by a knowledgeable mechanic before making a purchase, just to ensure there aren't any hidden issues. But based on the seller's description and photos, this 67 T-Bird looks like a promising option for someone wanting a cool vintage ride to enjoy on the weekends. Let me know what you think about this classic Ford Thunderbird down in the comments. Number 9. The 1973 Plymouth Satellite being sold on Craigslist Marketplace for $5,600 is a rare find, with only 13,570 units sold that year. This particular model comes equipped with a special order 225 CI-6 engine and a manual 3-speed transmission with a column shift. Despite its age, the engine runs great, and the drivetrain is solid overall. However, it's important to note that this vehicle is a project car and will require some work. The seller has been upfront about the car's condition, stating that the trunk floor and rear frame rails are rusted and need to be replaced. Additionally, the vinyl top was removed years ago to prevent further rusting. While the rest of the frame and floors are reported to be solid, the body is not perfect, which is to be expected for a 51-year-old car. The seller's description suggests that this 1973 Plymouth Satellite would make a great summer project for someone who enjoys working on cars and has the time and resources to invest in restoring it. The car could benefit from some tinkering and TLC to bring it back to its former glory. As with any used car purchase, especially one that requires work, it's crucial to inspect the vehicle thoroughly before making a decision. Potential buyers should assess the extent of the rust damage and factor in the cost of repairs when considering the asking price of $5,600. In summary, this 1973 Plymouth Satellite is a rare opportunity for classic car enthusiasts who are willing to take on a restoration project. While it has some rust issues and may need some work, The engine and drivetrain appear to be in good condition, making it a potentially rewarding investment for the right buyer. Number 10. The 1968 Plymouth Sport Fury convertible, currently for sale on Craigslist Marketplace, is a classic muscle car that could be a great project for an enthusiast. With a price of $6,900, it's an attractive option for someone looking to restore a piece of American automotive history. According to the seller's description, this Sport Fury is in fair condition, which means it has some issues that need to be addressed. The car has the normal rust you would expect from a vehicle of this age, but the good news is that the factory AC system is still intact. It's also equipped with desirable factory bucket seats and a center console. Under the hood, you'll find a 383 cubic inch V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission. The seller has recently replaced several key components, including the fuel tank, fuel pump, brake master cylinder, wheel cylinders, brake lines, alternator, battery, and tires. These updates should give the buyer some peace of mind knowing that critical parts have been refreshed. However, it's important to note that the seller is upfront about this being a project car. While it runs and drives, the idle is not quite right, although the seller claims it performs well once on the road. The brakes are said to be in good working order, stopping the car straight and true. The seller is transparent about the car's condition, advising potential buyers that it's not in a state where you could confidently drive it home. This honesty is refreshing and should help manage expectations for anyone interested in taking on this project. In summary, this 1968 Plymouth Sport Fury convertible is a classic muscle car that needs some work, but could be a rewarding project for the right person. With a clean and clear title and priced at $6,900, it's worth considering if you're in the market for a vintage convertible to restore. Just be prepared to put in some effort to bring this Sport Fury back to its former glory. Number 11. The 1976 Ford Maverick being sold on Craigslist Marketplace for $10,000 is an interesting find for classic car enthusiasts. This particular Maverick appears to be in good condition overall, with a straight body and a unique two-tone paint scheme featuring a white top over a copper body. The seller notes that the paint is weak and original, which is to be expected for a car of this age. The interior features original tan vinyl seats and brown carpet, adding to the vintage charm of the vehicle. The glass, including the windshield, is reported to be in good condition. Mechanically, the car is equipped with a 250 CID six-cylinder engine and an automatic transmission. It also has air conditioning and power brakes, which were notable features for a compact car in the mid-1970s. According to the seller, the car runs and drives well, going down the road straight. The brakes are reported to be in good condition, and the seller has recently driven the car 20 miles at 55 miles per hour without issue. However, the seller cautions that the tires should not be trusted at high speeds, which is an important consideration for potential buyers. There are a few drawbacks to note, such as the missing headliner, rear bumper pad, and a cracked dash pad. The speedometer shows 79,541 miles, and the seller states that the car's condition is consistent with what one would expect from a vehicle with this mileage. It's important to keep in mind that while the seller describes the car as being in good condition, it is still a 48-year-old vehicle and may have some issues that are not immediately apparent. Potential buyers should thoroughly inspect the car and take it for a test drive before making a purchase decision. Overall, this 1976 Ford Maverick seems to be a relatively well-preserved example of a classic compact car from the 1970s. Its unique color combination, original features, and overall condition make it an attractive option for collectors or enthusiasts looking for a vintage daily driver. However, the $10,000 asking price may be a bit steep for some buyers, considering the age and potential hidden issues of the vehicle. Number 12. The 1963 Ford Galaxie 500 is a classic American car that exudes style and nostalgia. This particular example, currently for sale on Craigslist Marketplace, is a two-door model equipped with a powerful 352 cubic inch FE engine and a top-loader 4-speed manual transmission, making it an attractive option for enthusiasts who appreciate vintage performance. According to the seller's description, the car is in excellent condition, with a solid body and frame and a decent red interior. The vehicle underwent an expensive paint job several years ago, resulting in a pristine white exterior that is sure to turn heads. However, due to an illness or other circumstances, the restoration process was not entirely completed, leaving the car as an unfinished project. Mechanically, the Galaxie 500 runs well, although there is a noisy lifter that may require attention. The brakes are reported to be soft, which is something to keep in mind when considering the vehicle's overall drivability. It's important to note that while the car was originally equipped with a 3-speed manual transmission, it has been converted to a 4-speed setup, with the original 3-speed included in the sale. The seller has invested in numerous new parts, which can be seen when the car is lifted. These include a new gas tank, headers, dual exhaust with Flowmaster mufflers, shocks, brakes, lines, hoses, front, upper, and lower control arms, ball joints, sway bar links, clutch, flywheel, rims, tires, front fenders, starter, alternator, battery, start relay, radiator, reservoir, and carburetor. The engine appears to have been rebuilt, suggesting that it has been well maintained and should provide reliable performance. With 67,000 miles on the odometer, this 1963 Ford Galaxie 500 presents a unique opportunity for a buyer who appreciates the charm and potential of a classic American automobile. While it may require some additional work to complete the restoration and address minor issues, the car's overall condition and the extensive list of new parts make it an attractive proposition for the asking price of $9,950. As with any vehicle purchase, it is always recommended to inspect the car in person, review its history, and consult with a mechanic to ensure that you are making an informed decision. However, based on the seller's description and the car's appealing features, this 1963 Ford Galaxie 500 could be an excellent choice for a classic car enthusiast looking for a rewarding project or a stylish cruiser to enjoy on the open road. Number 13. Today, we've got a real treat for you, a 1985 Chevrolet El Camino that's up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace. This beauty is priced at just $8,200, and let me tell you, it's worth every penny. First off, can we just take a moment to appreciate the classic white paint job? It's clean, it's sleek, and it's sure to turn heads wherever you go. But this El Camino isn't just a pretty face. It's got the original drivetrain with only 98,000 miles on it. That's right. This baby has been well maintained and loved throughout its life. The seller mentions that this El Camino has spent most of its time down south, which is great news for anyone worried about rust. Southern cars tend to be in better condition overall, and this one is no exception. The frame is completely rust-free, and the car is solid all around. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The original 305 V8 engine has just been tuned up, so you know it's running like a dream. And with new tires and rims, this El Camino is ready to hit the road and give you the ride of your life. The seller does mention that there's some excessive play in the steering wheel, but they also note that this is a common issue with G-body cars. Their mechanic has assured them that the car is still completely safe to drive, so you can rest easy knowing that you're getting a reliable ride. Overall, this 1985 Chevrolet El Camino is an absolute gem. It may not be perfect, but it's pretty darn close. And with recent maintenance and upgrades, you can trust that it's ready to provide you with miles and miles of driving enjoyment. So what are you waiting for? If you're in the market for a classic ride that's sure to impress, this El Camino is the way to go. And hey, if you've got something of equal value lying around, the seller is open to trades. But if you ask me, this car is worth holding on to. It's a true piece of American automotive history. Number 14. Today, we've got a real treat for all you classic car enthusiasts out there. I'm talking about a 1970 Chevrolet C10 pickup truck, and let me tell you, this beauty is a sight to behold. Now, I gotta be straight with you. This C10 has seen some miles. With 275,000 on the odometer, it's been around the block a few times. But here's the thing. It's spent its entire life on the West Coast in Washington State, far away from the harsh snow and salt that can really do a number on a vehicle. And considering it's 54 years old, it still drives remarkably well. The seller has been upfront about the condition, rating it as fair. But don't let that fool you. A lot of work has gone into upgrading this classic truck in recent years. We're talking new brakes, brake cylinders, front hoses, master cylinder, starter, ignition switch, windshield, headlight switch, high beam button, Flowmaster mufflers, aluminum collector flange at the header, fuel pump, Pioneer stereo and speakers, front and rear bumpers, rear U-joint, center carriage joint, thermostat, cap, and rotor. That's a whole lot of TLC. Under the hood, you'll find a strong 350 engine. Now, The seller does mention a small oil leak at the front oil pan when driven hard and over 3,000 revolutions per minute, but as long as you keep it under that, you shouldn't have any issues. This C10 can cruise at 55-60 mph without breaking a sweat. There are a couple of minor quirks to note. The Yuga horn was stolen from the previous owner, but the wire is marked in front of the radiator for an easy fix. And there's an unknown drain on the battery, so if you're leaving it for more than 24 hours between drives, it's best to disconnect the ground. All in all, this 1970 Chevrolet C10 is a fantastic find for anyone looking for a classic pickup with a ton of character. The patina blue finish is a real head-turner, and with all the recent upgrades, you can tell this truck has been loved. At $7,500, it's a fair price for a piece of automotive history. Just remember, you'll need to arrange to pick it up yourself. Number 15, we've got a real gem on our hands. A 1984 Oldsmobile Delta 88 that's up for grabs on Craigslist Marketplace. Now I know what you might be thinking. A car from the 80s? Is it even worth looking at? But trust me, this ride is something special. First off, let's talk about the price. At just $7,000, this Delta 88 is a steal. You might be wondering, what's the catch? Well, according to the seller, there isn't one. They've described the condition of this beauty as excellent, and I'm inclined to believe them. Under the hood, you'll find a sturdy 6-cylinder engine that's ready to take you on all sorts of adventures. And with front-wheel drive, you'll have plenty of control and stability on the road. Plus, with a clean title and only 77,000 miles on the odometer, this car has plenty of life left in it. But here's where it gets really impressive. The seller has gone above and beyond to make sure this Delta 88 is in tip-top shape. They've replaced the brake lines, brakes, washer pump, washer motor, battery, and alternator. And if you're worried about staying cool in the summer heat, don't be. The AC is blowing ice cold. It's clear that this car has been well taken care of over the years. In fact, the seller mentions that they're the third owner and that the car hasn't been driven in the winter. That means no salt damage or rust to worry about. And when you slide into the driver's seat, you'll appreciate the protective leather blanket on the front bench and the plastic coverings on the seats. It's like sitting in a time capsule. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. After all, a car this old can't possibly drive like new, right? Wrong. The seller assures us that this Delta 88 drives super solid. And with all the recent upgrades and maintenance, I have no doubt that it's ready to hit the road. So if you're in the market for a classic car that's been lovingly maintained and is ready for its next adventure, look no further than this 1984 Oldsmobile Delta 88. With its excellent condition, low mileage, and recent upgrades, it's a rare find that won't last long at this price. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of automotive history.